I pulled this oracle card for today's self-love wisdom. It says, remember me, the divine mother within. I can't wait to share this reading with you, and I can't wait to share the self-love wisdom that feels as if it's coming through to share with you today. It's all incredibly guided. It's all beautifully synchronistic. I pulled this card just before coming on this call, and because I was kind of looking for confirmation that what I wanted to share with you today is meant to be shared today. Not that I wasn't going to share it if I didn't get the card that gave me confirmation. But I got the confirmation. Of course I did. Hi, Natasha. Good to see you. And yeah, I'm pretty blown away, actually. Really amazed. Really, really amazed. So those of you who are joining on Facebook, please say hello so I know who I'm chatting to. We might be joined by my cat in a minute. And I'm praying that the puppy downstairs doesn't interrupt us. We'll see. We'll see. He's getting good at being left on his own now. All right, guys. So, right, bear with me on today's call because I kind of know what I want to share. And equally, I know that there's some guidance coming through, which is why this card has come in. And for those of you who are just joined, here she is. This is my cat. This is Luna. Say hi. Hello, everybody. Apparently, Luna wants to hear the wisdom today. So let's see if I've got some for her. Okay. Oh, Luna, are you going to settle down, darling? Actually, hold on 1 minute. The joys of live videos. I love you, darling, but I can't concentrate with your tail in my face. Okay, now I've got cat hair all over my face. What do I want to share with you guys? Thank you for joining. Well, first of all, I had the most beautiful call with a private client today. We had a 2-hour session. It's called a reset, and in this session we kind of dive deep into her childhood. So I'm a therapeutic coach. I'm an intuitive coach, and often when I first start working with a client, we have to go backwards before we can go forwards, and we have to look at why there's certain patterns and behaviors going on in her adult life now. Hello, Ellen. What was it? What is it that has had her create these patterns of behavior? Where have her belief systems come from that are creating the results in her life? So on and so forth. And nearly always we end up right, and I never quite know where we're going to go, but we nearly always end up right back to when she was about 5 years old. And so we did this work today. And it was very beautiful. It's a very trusting process because it's an incredibly intuitive process. And what I wanted to share with you today, and some of you who I know are joining the call will have heard me speak to this before, but I wanted to just share it again. And I want to talk about the original victim. So when I say the original victim, this is my own terminology, and this has come through it goes way back to the training that I had, and then through all of the years of coaching that I've done with women around this deep inner child work. And I call the original victim that part of us that wasn't seen or heard in childhood, and that is looking to be seen or heard in our adult lives. And that usually shows up in pretty self-sabotaging, quite unhelpful ways. So if you have any kind of victim behavior going on in your life now as an adult, and by the way, we don't like to say that, do we? We don't like to admit that we're being a victim. But we've all got our victim archetype running at certain times and points in our life. And actually, I think the victim's a beautiful gift. I think when our victim comes forward, it's a very, very delicate and fragile and vulnerable part of us that's actually looking to be witnessed, that's looking to be finally seen and heard, because that part of us never has been or isn't enough, being seen and heard. And usually if we've got any kind of victim traits or behaviors going on in our life, it's because there was an original victim way back then that wasn't paid attention to and wasn't loved. Hey, Sana. So let's just think about the word victim. there's so much shame attached to that word, isn't there? So let's look at the other definition of it. When I think of a victim, I immediately think of a car accident. And if I were a victim in a car accident, I'd have been driving my car and somebody probably has crashed into me. Somebody's caused an accident and I've been a victim in the accident. I'm probably injured. Let's say an ambulance shows up, swoops me up, puts me in the ambulance, checks me over. I'm the victim. I'm being checked over for wounds, for, you know, looking to see what attention I need. I'm whisked off to hospital. I'm taken care of. People ask me how I am. They ask me what I need. They give me that help and support to help me to heal. My friends and family will visit me in the hospital. They'll probably bring chocolates and flowers and gifts and treats, and they'll ask me how I am, what do I need, and they tell me that they're there to support me. They will probably sympathize and empathize with me. So they'll be saying, oh my God, Katie, I can't believe that happened to you. That's so out of order, or that's so unfair, or oh my God, I'm so glad you're okay. I'm so glad you've come through the other side. We love you. How can we support you to get better even faster, right? So this is the kind of stuff that happens with a victim of an accident. And, you know, they're loved and supported through it. They're fully seen and heard through it. And then I come out the other side and leave hospital and go home and heal and recuperate, and all is good. Hey, Jane. So that's like victim terminology simplified. And then when you look at a little girl who didn't have some of her basic fundamental human needs met when she was very young, I call her the original victim. So this is a little girl that's experienced perhaps abandonment. She's not experienced unconditional love. Certain things have happened in her childhood where she was made to feel not good enough, or she was made to feel like she wasn't valuable or worthy, or, you know, not special enough to want to spend time with her, or not important enough to explain situations to her or to ask her how she's feeling. I've worked with, I don't even know how many women around their original victim, when they just didn't have their needs met at that fundamental age. And under the age of 7, usually the way that we interpret not having our basic human needs met is done on an emotional level. So we feel it, we don't think it. We feel fundamentally, oh my God, there's something actually wrong with me. We feel not good enough. We feel not worthy. We feel not valuable. It's very different to thinking it. It's an emotional experience, and then it kind of permeates into our body, and we carry it through into our adult lives. Hi, Tracy. So if we have that experience as a little girl, and it could be the most mundane, basic thing, but if something happens and that child makes it mean something wrong with me, that you didn't show up for me, something wrong with me, that you were late, I'm obviously not good enough, that's why you're not paying me attention right now, or, you know, the conversations I was having with this client today were largely around several memories, actually, where she was treated very badly by teachers, very badly. And it was of a generation where, you know, it was allowed that you could slap a child in a classroom, where you could give a child the ruler. And yeah, so many examples she gave me where these teachers treated her appallingly and were not there for her, and were incredibly unprofessional and unloving and unkind. And then on the back of those experiences, she would go home and her mum would reiterate the same behavior. So she kind of got a double whammy from the teachers and from her mum, which she made mean on an emotional level. Doesn't matter how hard I try, doesn't matter how hard I work, it doesn't matter how good I am, I will still be wrong, I will still be told off, I will still be abandoned, they will still ignore me, get cross with me, right? So she had this programming, which she's taken into her adult life. And we can see it in many areas of her adult life, how this is showing up, this experience of doesn't matter how hard I try, people will disappoint me, people will let me down, and I will end up alone. And ending up alone is, for a human being, it's our greatest fear. And for a little girl, it's our greatest fear, because on a primal level, if we aren't being looked at, taken care of, paid attention to, it actually feels like death, because that little girl needs the parent or needs the adult to show up for them, to take care of them, to feed them, to put a roof over their head so that they can survive. And if the little girl doesn't feel like she's got their attention, without their attention upon her, it will feel like death. If I don't have your attention, I'm not going to be kept alive, I won't survive. So it sort of goes very quickly, primally, into that feeling, that experience. And so, yeah, this is the work we were doing today, is we were looking at the original victim, and we were noticing how, while this little girl was never seen and heard, while nobody sat with her and explained that the way those teachers behaved is not okay, adults are supposed to show up for you. They are supposed to love and respect you. They're supposed to take care of you. They have a position of responsibility, whether it's a teacher or a parent. Their job is to quite frankly do better, and to love you and have you feel safe and nurtured and supported, to make you feel good enough, to support you in your mistakes, to ask you how you're feeling. She didn't get that. And so this was the work we were doing today, and because we have to go backwards before we can go forwards. She is an incredible leader in her industry, an amazing woman, and she has such a desire to do so much more in the world. And she's feeling held back because of this deep, deep fear of being abandoned, and this deep fear of being alone. And yeah, that's not okay. And I take a stand for women feeling like that. I was that woman. I've done so much deep inner child work to heal my own original victim, so that I can be there for me now as an adult, and listen to that part of me, listen to that wounded part. A lot of the wounding has healed, and there's still wounding, and I feel like until the day I die, there'll be a very vulnerable little girl inside of me that will pipe up every now and then and feel insecure and feel not good enough, and need a little bit of extra love and attention. And it's my job as a conscious adult to reparent that part of me and to look to that part of me. And if you look at it at another level, it's my higher self is nourishing and nurturing and taking care of the vulnerable little human that I am. Yeah, that we all are. It's really powerful work. It's very sacred work, and it's a real honor to work with a woman on this level. So that's what I mean when I talk about the original victim. And I think if you've got any patterns running in your life where you are feeling a victim to them, or a victim to life, or a victim to circumstance, then you probably have some wounding that goes right back into your childhood, where you were legitimately the victim, and that part of you legitimately needs attention and love and healing. As you heal that vulnerable part of you, adult you can step forward and be the empowered woman that you're meant to be in the world. Big work. So I knew I wanted to speak about this today, and I pulled this card right before coming on the call. So you're going to have to trust me that I didn't kind of hunt for the card. I've never pulled this card before. It says, "Remember me, the divine mother within." Can you see that? Remember me, the divine mother within. Absolutely beautiful card. And I would like to share the reading with you, because I just think it's so reflective of what I'm sharing today. There's been a few messages. Sala's saying, "I have seen such a kid in India and feel so bad for her 10 years back." Yeah. Yes, my darling, I hear you. You're welcome, Natasha. Yeah. And Tracy's loving the yellow. Yeah. Do you know, you've probably seen this shirt before. I have had this shirt for years, and every time I think I should get rid of the shirt because I've worn it so many times, it's still the most beautiful shirt, and the color makes me so happy. So I'm not getting rid of it. All right, let me read you this reading, because I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and I really hope that it will nurture you, and that you're receiving this because you're meant to. So remember me, the divine mother within. I believe in you. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. I see the truth of you, and I know you are worthy. No matter how strong and grown up you become, or how vulnerable and small you may feel, I love you, my own wild divine child. Trust in me, the divine mother within you, to guide, comfort, and nurture you into the beautiful fullness of your divine destiny. Oh my God, right? Like, you cannot make this up. This is it. This is the divine mother taking care of that part of you, which I call the original victim, that part of you that doesn't believe in herself, that felt abandoned, that didn't feel worthy, that didn't feel strong enough, that feels so vulnerable. Like, this is a message that the divine mother can take care of that part of you. And we get to be our own divine mother. I get to be the divine mother to my inner child. And this is what I'm working with so many women around. And it's just so transformational. It doesn't matter what age or stage of life you're at. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how new you are to transformational living, to beginning your healing journey. This is the key to the key to the key to the key of healing any sabotaging behavior that you've got going on as an adult. I really believe that. And I've seen it absolutely transform so many women's lives. I can't believe I've got this card. It's absolutely brilliant. All right, so the guidance says, sometimes we can feel alone, not quite sure where or whom we may truly belong. Frightened and insecure, we imagine dark happenings or feel consumed with anxiety and doubt. Or perhaps we struggle to feel our feelings and instead have symptoms of the feelings we cannot quite find another way to express. We cannot sleep, we cannot unwind and relax, we cannot quite feel safe or secure. These are signs that we're in need of reconnection to the divine mother within. If our human, so do you hear that? This is about how the original victim plays out in our adult life through anxiety, through doubt, through struggle, not able to connect to our feelings or feel our true feelings. This is how it shows up when the original victim isn't healed, when we don't reparent her, when we don't take her under our wing for the rest of our lives and join forces with her. It shows up as sabotaging behavior and not very nice feelings. If our human experiences of mothering have been neglectful, critical, controlling, smothering, or demanding of perfection, if they've denied us of our brightness and talent, have asked too much or too little of us, or are based on fear of the outside world, then we may well have trust issues with the idea of being mothered. And right there, this comes up again and again with my clients. It's like you reconnect adult self with the child self, and you make a pact that as an adult, I'm going to be there for my inner child, and I'm going to reparent that inner child. But what was I saying? So I got distracted by a message. We can make this sort of contract, this decision to reparent our inner child. But that very vulnerable little girl inside of us might not trust our adult self to start with. And right there is the beginning of a really special journey. Like, my little girl at first wouldn't have trusted adult Katie. And we have to build that trust through daily action, through a daily conversation with me, listening to that vulnerable part of me, asking myself, how do I feel? What do I need? And then delivering on that, actually taking action on that. When we take action, trust is built. And every single day we take action, every single day we show up for ourselves, every single day we put ourselves first, listen to our vulnerability, support ourselves. When we're there for us, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, that builds trust. Yeah. So if you didn't have the experience of being able to trust your parents or the adults around you who are meant to be taking care of you as a little girl, you very likely find it difficult to trust your adult self now. That little girl inside of you is not able to trust your adult self. to mother and reparent her, let alone trust anybody else. Yet, the Divine Mother has no need to test us, to challenge us, forsake us for another, or judge us in any way. Her need is to mother us. What that means is that she offers us enough sanctuary and unconditional love to feel safe, to venture into life, to grow, to take risks, and to truly do our best to live a full and authentic life. And then the reading is, this oracle is a sign from the Divine Mother. So here we are again. Yeah. She's helping you and guiding you from within now. She's heard your requests for help and she is responding. Tune into your own inner wisdom and trust yourself. This is the way that you can allow her to help you. If you're opening up to healing work, creative expression, or any way of putting your voice out into the world in service to love, the oracle comes to you as confirmation that you are meant to do this. If you are a channel for spiritual energy or communication, for divine guidance, or even seeking to walk the path of spiritual guidance for others, the Divine Mother is acknowledging that she will be, and already is, working from within you to support your work and to assist others to heal and grow. If you're doubting your ability to mother and care for yourself or others, remember that you have the love of the Divine Mother within you. Trust your connection to the Mother wisdom within. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Trust your connection to the Mother wisdom within. You know, we all have the ability to be mums to ourselves. And so many of us women, we need that. We need to be able to mother ourselves. And this is fundamentally what it means to self-nurture, to self-care, to self-love. How can I mother myself? What would a great loving mother do for herself today? How would I take care of a little girl? How can I do that for me? And don't play at lip service. Don't ask what do you need and listen and say, yeah, we'll do it later, and then never even do it. Build trust with yourself by listening to what you need and giving that to you. It's so important, so important. So I hope that today's little bit of self-love wisdom resonated. I'm so humbled to be so supported by these oracle cards, which were created by Alana Fairchild, Sydney lady. They're her Wild Kuan Yin oracle cards. So I love this deck and I keep discovering new cards, which I love. If you know that you have some sabotaging behavioral habits, and if you just know that there's something really holding you back from being the woman that you're meant to be, if you know that you've got a victim archetype running the show, and if you're really truly ready to do the very deep and very sacred work to heal those patterns of behavior and move forward, let me know. This is my absolute expertise. I'm incredibly unapologetic about it. I hold a very, very high level space for women to really come home to themselves. And if it's your time, you'll know it. You'll know it. And I'm here for you when you're ready. Okay, so I'm sending you so much love. Mwah. Thank you all for joining me. And I will see you all on Monday morning for a self-love ritual. Okay, bye guys. Have a beautiful weekend. See you later.